And let's go ahead and move on to the first topic right here. I know that I know One Take Big Dog has seen this in theaters, but I haven't talked to you about it, Larry. But that's A Quiet Place 2. It's in theaters right now, coming up for topic number 1. This is in theaters right now, doing great at the box office, but they are already saying that a part 3 is on the way, and they have a new director. And I have the report right here from Variety. It says third A Quiet Place 2 movie dated for 2023. After a strong weekend opening for A Quiet Place 2, Paramount has dated a third entry in the horror franchise for March 31st, 2023.
That's a long wait.
That is a long way. It just goes to say Mud director Jeff Nichols will take over for John Krasinski as Helmer with a story based on an idea by Krasinski. Nicholas handed in the script for the new installment, which is more of a spinoff than a threequel. Just days ago, Krasinski told Rotten Tomatoes Eric Davis. And so I'm going to come to you first, Larry. How did you feel about Quiet Place 2? Actually, just the whole franchise. I don't think I've actually talked to you about it. And also, how do you feel about them coming up with a part 3 already, but with the new director and not John Krasinski coming back?
I'll be honest with you, man. I haven't watched this film, any of the series, because I'm not a big horror fan. And
that's right.
And I will admit, I've been curious enough that I think I might actually go watch the first movie because I've heard some really, really good things about it. Like, it's not just your typical horror film. It's actually just a really good movie. And so if there's truth to that, I think I might give it a shot and go watch it and see how it is. So, but I will say this, as far as them making the third one, I'm not really sure. Sure, they always want to make good. They always want to make money, and they always want to capitalize off the success of a successful sort of franchise. I guess a third film will make it a franchise. But I wouldn't judge anybody's performance based on pandemic or just barely post-pandemic box office receipts, because right now, I feel like people are desperate to get out. They want to go out. Some people are going to the theaters. And I feel like it's very easy for anybody to put out a movie that has any sort of name recognition and do okay, because there's going to be certain people that just go to the movies to see anything. And there's not a lot of new stuff that's been in the theaters. So I think when they put out something like this, it's going to do well. But in a regular year, would it do well? Maybe. It might. But when you start talking about a third movie that's more of a spinoff than it is a follow-up, I mean, I'm not mad the studios were trying to capitalize off it, but I'm not a big fan of horror films anyway. So my first thought is like, yeah, this isn't on my list at all, but I'll give the first one a shot. And if it's good, I may check out the second one, but I will not be going to the theaters to see it.
I bet. Well, One Take Big Dog, before I come to you, let me go ahead and bring in our third guest to the show, and that is Mr. Elliot with Movie Files. How you doing, my brother?
What's up, guys? How we doing tonight?
Elliot, what's happening, man?
What's going on?
I'm doing pretty good, man. Doing pretty good. Thank you so much for being here, man. I do appreciate it.
Yeah, man.
Have a good weekend.
So far, so good, man. It's hot as hell, but
yeah,
it is toasty outside.
Yeah, man. Yeah. One Take Big Dog was just talking about having his fan on. My AC is on Arctic Blast right now.
Fan on, AC on.
Yeah, I got my fans on. I even ordered some more shirts myself, to come in so I can stop wearing this hoodie in the spring because the summer looking crazy.
Yeah, man. Well, One Take's down there in New Orleans. They have that heat and that humidity, man. That humidity. Man, you go down to the walls be sweating in New Orleans.
Already. Well, we got a super chat, then we'll get back started. Here we go. Beautifulest $5. Been watching for a while. Love watching Black creative and critical examination of this culture. I hope this is a safe space for all Black folks. Yes, it is. Yes, it is.
We talk about everybody. No one's safe in this space. We will talk about you if you are gay, straight, man, woman, rich, poor. Everybody's getting talked about equally.
Well, thank you, Larry. I appreciate that. And let me go ahead and give you M. Bison. No, beautiful fullest. Thank you very much. I do appreciate it. This is a safe space for everybody, but especially Black people. And Elliot, again, I've said this like 3 times. Thank you for being here, man. We're still on this first topic right here with Quiet Place, new director, and them having a threequel or sequel already set for 2023. I'm coming to Mr. OneTakeBigDog next, and then you. But OneTakeBigDog, how you feeling about this, man? The franchise itself, especially Quiet Place 2. And are you excited about a part 3? But also, how you feeling about a new director coming in instead of John Krasinski?
I think it's going to be a little bit weird not having John Krasinski, but John Krasinski's style in this film is like speaks where it's loud. Okay, you pretty much understand, and like the flow from the first movie to the second movie is seamless. Like you basically can like watch them as one big movie and like get this great enjoyment out of it. But I think that's the reason they taking this into like a sequel. I mean, like a spinoff type deal. It's still kind of weird though, considering how the third film left off. You also feel like you could have added. I mean, how the second film left off. You could have added another. You know what I'm saying? Take at the end of that, and a new director coming in. You don't necessarily know how this guy's style is going to mesh, and how he's going to use the sound, because the sound in this film is probably one of the biggest things. And Larry, I was kind of like you for a while. I'm not big into horror. When it comes to horror, I'm usually like keep it away from it. But over the past few years, I've seen a few different horror films that have like really like turned the genre around for me, because either a horror movie was either just dumb or I just was scared of them. But A Quiet Place to me is probably one of my favorite horror. Well, I won't even say one of my favorite. I'll probably say it's my favorite horror movie of all time, just because like for one, the theater experience you get when you're watching it, and if you're watching it at home, I advise you to like just like it be one of those days where like you ain't got nothing to do, nobody's bothering, no phone call, just so you can like get the full experience of the film. Because like I remember, like I said, I told Brandon last week when I saw the film, once you leave out the theater, like you feel like you're still in the film. You're tiptoeing around. You don't really want to talk too loud to anybody. Like that's the kind of feeling it gives you. So bringing in a new director, it seems weird, especially when the first 2 films were like huge success, and there's room to continue with the third one with John Krasinski and Emily Blunt still in the role. So I'm gonna see it because I think I'm just a fan of these films now. But I would have preferred John Krasinski back to like basically finish the trilogy.
Right on. And you, before I come to you, Elliot, you was talking about the success of the film. Right now worldwide, and was it the second or third week? It's already $138 million worldwide.
Yeah.
And that's pretty good. It's at 80. What am I doing? It's at I didn't mean to do it. Let me go back. But it's at 88 million already domestically. The budget, I'm just getting this from Wikipedia, is 61 million. So
they're getting close.
Yeah. So it's gonna have no problem crossing that right there. And we know how well the first one did. I mean, I think it cost 17 million and did like 330 or something like that. So but Elliot, how you feeling about all this, man? How you feeling?
Yeah, I guess I'm confused, and I don't know if it's been confirmed yet, but I think a lot of the headlines and also some of the journalists are confusing this third one with the spinoff. I think this is literally just a spinoff, and the third one I think John Krasinski and Emily Blunt and the kids will come back. So I think they're confusing because they announced this spinoff 2 years ago when the first one came out. So I think after weeks and months kind of clarify, they'll specify that this is a spinoff, and then the John Krasinski, I hope, will come back for like an actual part 3, and this spinoff is going to probably be like an origin story. Without spoiling anything for Larry and people that haven't seen it yet, we'll explore the aliens and so some more of that stuff, and maybe explore other parts of the world. So I think that's hopefully get some clarification around that. But in regards to either way, if this is a third one, or if it's a spinoff, I like this director. I saw, what was it, Mud, and he did a film called Midnight Special. He's a pretty solid director, capable director. Has a little bit more, is a little bit more wet behind the ears than John Krasinski. He's directed a lot more films than he has. So, and plus too, I think when John Krasinski was making this film, he had some conversations with Jeff anyway. So I think there will be some cohesiveness and kind of like, Conjuring 3, for example. James Wan not coming back, that they have someone that's familiar with the franchise, you know, Michael Chavez who did La Llorona. So I think this is a kind of a similar situation where if he is handing the keys to someone, it can be someone that he trusts and knows the story and can build his own kind of universe. But yeah, man, I'm a fan of this franchise. I'm a fan of these stories. Like Big Dog said, this is one of my favorite movie going experiences for part 1 and part 2, just because it's one of the only films I can think of where people were legitimately aware of the situation, not being on their phones, not talking, not eating all the food, smacking their chops. They were really like engrossed and ingrained in the film, and I think that speaks to just the storytelling and obviously the sound design and the performances. So sign me up, man. I'm a Quiet Place fan. I can't wait to see it get even quieter in the next one.
That's what's up, man. I want to ask you a question though. That's funny.
They must have a hell of a sand mound.
Yeah, what is this movie about? Midnight Special. Because
this is a really dope film. First, the cast is, Adam Driver, Michael Shannon. It's essentially a little boy has like, I don't want to say supernatural properties, almost kind of like linked to like alien supernatural beings and whatnot. They're trying to get him over to his people, and in between then you have the government trying to take in his kids, experiment on them and all that stuff. It's kind of like an ET.
But Elliot, sorry about that, sir.
Oh, no worries, man.
Go ahead and keep going on about Midnight Special.
Yeah,
this poster here, this thumbnail of it kind of looks interesting. You know, that does a pique on my interest. But go ahead, sir.
Yeah, no, it's a somewhat of a coming of age father and son story, and again, he's trying to protect his son from the government. Good sci-fi film, I highly recommend it. Michael Shannon, you got your Adam Driver, and the kid from It. I can't think of his name right now. He was also in Knives Out, but no, it's a really good sci-fi film that I would recommend for everyone to check out for sure. And also, he did a film called Mud, which with Matthew McConaughey, which is more of like a crime drama, which was really good. So he's a very, like I said, capable director. If he is given the keys to the car, I think it's in good hands.
Cool, man. Because I was worried. Because I mean, look, y'all, I know this, but I'm gonna just do it anyway. The first one, everybody loved it, 96, 83%. So was the second one right here, 91, 93. And I want Krasinski to come back. You know, but if you look at the quote right here, it says this is more of a spinoff than a threequel. And so again, because I was nervous at first, but that does make me happy. That because it's not going to be the same. Krasinski has his own style. He's made his mark. Yep. You know, he has his signature, and it just will feel different if the third one came in. That's supposedly supposed to wrap everything up. But you know, you have a different style to it. You know, I mean, we experienced that this weekend with The Conjuring 3. James Wan not coming in for the third one, and we have the La Llorona dude. And I think universally, that is the Conjuring 3 is the weakest film of that trilogy. And I can go down the list or whatever as far as further examples. But if this is a spinoff, I'm perfectly cool with it. I don't know this guy, Jeff Nichols, like you were saying, Elliot, but you know, you're giving me hope, you know, saying that, you know, you like him, and, you know, he did this Midnight Special movie. So that's pretty cool right there. And, you know, again, this thing made a whole ton of money. And so, you know, I'm liking this. You know, I'm liking that it's making money, this franchise. I'm liking that they're continuing this universe. You know, it's expanding. And so this is just a win for me, and, you know, overall. So I'm happy.
Right.